Hello and welcome to Southern England with Ticket to Ride. We start our tour in the town of Basingstoke. Basingstoke is a town of three parts. The Old Town in the background, and the New Town divided by the railway. This view is looking south. Basingstoke Station was built by the London and South Western Railway in 1839 as a halfway house to Southampton. The line northeast from the thriving South Coast port opened in 1840, creating a through route to London Waterloo. The location for this series of shots is Wharton Junction, about 5 miles west of Basingstoke. Wharton Junction was created when the London and South Western Railway sought to expand its main line towards Devon and Cornwall. Large markets were foreseen, but competition was already in place. The Great Western Railway, which had already reached Exeter and Plymouth via Bristol. The London and South Western Railway chose to reach Exeter through Salisbury. We mentioned lack of true intermodal a while back. In the UK, this is as close as it gets. This DB cargo train is heading for Southampton Western Dock from the northwest. The train will be unloaded at berth 109. The train is composed entirely of maritime boxes suitable for bottom lift loading or unloading, not a true swap body or semi-trailer among them. Perhaps not surprising, as to fit the UK loading gauge, very specialist wagons would be required. Vehicles such as the Railroader, which were trailed back in the 2000s, but the system did not progress beyond the tests. While Freightliner is the major user of goods paths to and from Southampton, there is also automotive traffic both to and from the docks. This is a DB cargo unit train from BMW at Cowley, with mini-brand cars for deep-sea export. The company has paths for 3 trains a day and usually uses 2. Trains serve the Eastern Dock and as such do not pass through Southampton Central. BMW have quite recently opened a second assembly plant for the Mini. The new plant is the former Mitsubishi Motors facility at Born in the Netherlands. This has 2 consequences for the rail operators. First, there are fewer units to be exported from Cowley to Europe, and secondly, after Brexit, the UK could become a self-contained island producing only right-hand drive versions of the car for the UK market and overseas markets where they also drive on the left. The larger of Southampton's 2 docks, the Western Dock, lies just 600 metres south of the station and extends to Redbridge, where the line to Salisbury diverges from the Bournemouth line, a distance of about 4 kilometres. Nearest the station are the quays for scrap, coal and part of the automotive complex used by Ford and Renault. Both companies use the Enterprise wagonload network to deliver cars to the northwest and to Scotland. Jaguar Land Rover and BMW use the Eastern Dock. Nearby is the Millbrook Container Terminal operated by Freightliner. Once this was important for domestic container traffic, particularly to Scotland, but is now an overspill terminal for the newer, larger dock terminal further west. It's probably only kept open by Freightliner so that no one else can use it. The Maritime Terminal, also operated by Freightliner, has 2 German-made mobile cranes, each straddling 3 tracks arranged in 2 blocks. There are additional service roads on the southern side. This is Terminal 5, filmed from the Marchwood side of the river. The container transfer area is to the left of the vessel. Containers are transferred to the Freightliner terminal using road tugs within the port's internal road network. To the right of the ship are the bulk terminals operated by DB Cargo. These are generally referred to as berth 109 and include the automotive to rail loading and unloading ramps and intermodal loading, which is undertaken with a reach truck. Beyond berth 109 is the Mayflower cruise terminal, while below left is the work in progress on the new Ro-Ro berth. In the far background you can see the stacks of Fawley oil refinery. Essential port facilities such as sewage treatment and security lie between the main line and the container terminal. The new Ro-Ro dock will be on the left. While it's a bit of a long way round, it does have the advantage of entering the Southampton area from the west, the same side as most of the area's rail freight. It's quite surprising that the cord isn't used more often. As it stands, 2 trains a day take advantage of it, but even these can be cut at quite short notice. The diversion adds about 20 minutes to the transit time to Basingstoke, but avoiding Central must make pathing simpler. Interestingly, there are no container trains operating between Salisbury and Westbury, Bath and Bristol, though when there was work on the southern approaches to Reading, the whole timetable was sent that way without too much bother. The lovely cathedral city of Salisbury is where we start our next British Railways from the air. From Salisbury, we travel to Westbury, where the railways literally move mountains. We visit 2 mega quarries before heading west. Do join us. Until then, it's bye for now.